Just don't F me up.
Welcome to our shit show.
We've got super helpful feedback that we could consider introducing ourselves in the episode so people know what this is and who they're talking to. And we also forgot to give our credentials.
We claimed a lot of things. We claimed that we were therapists. We made a lot of claims, but we didn't explain any of it.
So here, proof is in the pudding. Here we are.
Here we are. We're here. Thank you for all the people who listened. It wasn't just our moms. I'm so my heart is so warm. It was more than our moms and our parents.
Yeah. We probably have to teach our dads how to listen to a podcast, but they'll get there.
Well, we've got it. We've got it all.
Ain't no thing.
So,
who are you? Well, I'm really just a soul hanging out in a human carcass, but this carcass goes by Mackenzie Kerber.
Nice to meet you, Carcass. And I'm Myranda Shaw. And we both have LPCCs, which is a licensed professional clinical counseling license.
In the state of Minnesota. Yeah, we both have LPCCs. We took our test together. It was a cute and fresh morning. Mm-hmm. We went to take the test. We got done and we didn't expect that they were going to print out the results right away, handed it to us, and we're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And then we had to go to work.
Just straight to work. But also, wasn't there a few minutes where we were like, what does this mean? Did we pass? Did you pass? Did I pass?
Yeah, how awkward if I didn't pass and you're like, I did it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Congratulations.
Oh, I'm really happy for you. Oh, boy.
I'm feeling sick. I'm going home. Call an Uber to get to work.
You're licensed now. You can run group.
Well, not exactly, because after you pass that exam and take all of your graduate credits and pay $11 billion to go to graduate school, then you have to work 4,000 supervised hours. 4,000. And then you can be licensed. Then you can pay the board more money to obtain a 4-digit number. And then you can also pay every year after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anybody listening to this who wants to go into mental health,
do coaching instead.
Do coaching. You don't have to go to school and you could charge out of pocket. You don't have to deal with insurance companies.
Mm-hmm.
Doopy 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 bow.
But also do it because we're fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Pros and cons. We're really sarcastic if you haven't got onto that. And we're self-deprecating. And there are definitely pros to being therapists. I love the kind of clients I work with. I work mostly with female sexual abuse and assault survivors. It is like the most beautiful, wonderful, amazing journey. Like I so look forward to work at this point in my career that it's just like, in that way, I'm very, very lucky.
Yeah. I feel like it's taken a lot of years, but finally hitting a really good stride with having a little bit of confidence in the role that I take on with clients and not feeling like I never know what I'm doing and someone's making a mistake by trusting me in this role. So that's been nice. And I do a lot of DBT, which is dialectical behavioral therapy. So like skills training essentially, and work with a lot of people also who have trauma, borderline personality disorder, bipolar, intense depression, anxiety, and I really love it. I couldn't do a different job. So as much as I bitch and complain, like this is the job. So
yeah, that's so true. I have no idea what I would do.
No, this podcast.
Just a podcast about parenting. But
Well,
we
I think we had like 30 listens on episode 1. So like investors and ads and all that, come hit us up. Come at
come
us.
and get your ladies.
We're here.
Oh, here, that is your middle kid when we here.
Yeah.
That's I just something
You're
said.
rubbing off on me.
Oh my gosh. Quick interlude. Our kids attempted to FaceTime this week. And your oldest two refused because they're falling asleep. So your baby took the phone and had eye contact conversation with my oldest.
Only hear though, because she doesn't hold the phone out. She just holds it like she's watching something on it. So you get to see this much.
Freaking cute, dude. Oh my gosh. So they at least got to see each other's faces.
Yeah.
That will hold them over until their next play date.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's kind of who we are, the kind of like work we do. And if that kind of helps you as listeners get an understanding of why we have so much parental anxiety, because our jobs are to listen to traumatic, sometimes just horrific, awful, horrible stories. And it's hard not to take that on. It's hard not to think about that when we're parenting our kids, when we're putting them in new situations or having them meet new people. It's definitely increased by a lot my hyper reactivity. I'm constantly scanning environments.
Thinking
Yeah.
about who's there, thinking about, I find myself a lot thinking about how they feel after an interaction.
Yeah.
Like after something happens, and I'm like, what's left over? What's left over for them with this? And how can I help them navigate through that? And I try to talk to them about it, and they're like, what happened? Like they're not thinking about it at all. But like part of the work that I tend to end up doing a lot with people is helping them make sense of how their behaviors right now make sense because of things that happened to them or things that they learned or ways that they learned to navigate the world that they lived in. And so I'm always thinking about, what is this going to look like what are they going to be telling their therapist when they're an adult about this experience in life that I'm giving them? And it makes me want to drink wine.
Solid. I don't think my microphone was on that whole time.
Could we stop and try to listen to it and see if there was see if we could hear you?
It's on now. It takes so long to download an episode after I come out of Zoom that we might as well just keep going, and I can try to enhance it.
Yeah. And okay, Mackenzie just realized her microphone wasn't plugged in, and so if the beginning of that sounded like shit, we're sorry. We're dumbasses at this, and we're just figuring shit out as we go. So we are here. It's a shit show.
Yes.
So
Total shit show.
and for today's episode is to talk about, ties in well with like our introductions actually, is sort of pre being a mom and post being a mom, and how that has sort of changed us and rocked our worlds. And just, it's been really interesting prepping for this, thinking about that. Like, I forget, I've been at this for 7.5 years. I forget what it was like sometimes before kids.
Yeah, I don't, because our kids are our lives. I just really, I miss things, and I wouldn't change what I have. Like being able to like plan for literally anything.
To make a plan and to be able to follow through on that plan.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we tried to take the kids to the apple orchard? Has there been 3 set dates?
Yeah.
3. 3 so far.
3 attempts.
It's going to be snowing and the apples will be rotten by the time we're able to actually follow through on this plan, I'm afraid. And like that always happens. And the hard part is, I think about this too, like I was so blissfully unaware. I didn't enjoy fully taking a shit by myself when I had the chance. I didn't enjoy being able to make plans and follow through on them. I didn't fully just like, like I took for granted that I could wake up in the morning and be like, I feel like getting McDonald's and then sitting on the couch for 3 hours.
Yeah, watching TV. Not watching Bluey or Coco Melon. I would do anything to just watch Bravo for like a couple hours.
Yeah. I've literally told Cody before that like one date day that I want to have, I don't want to do anything but send the children away and lay on the couch and watch TV for like 12 hours.
Oh, totally veg, man. Yeah. And I want to eat food that could potentially be messy, but because I'm an adult, it's not messy.
I want to pick what I want to eat based on what I want to eat. And not they'll eat, they won't make a mess with, that's easy to make, that is fine for leftovers because when they decide they hate it, then I'll have to eat it the rest of the week. Like
I want to eat a meal while it's still hot.
Or before like 7:30 or 8 p.m. Because if we don't eat with them, we eat once they go to bed, and then I have to cook 2 meals, and clean up 2 meals, and eat really late, and
they're screaming like you're such a piece of shit mom because you cooked them dinner after you worked all day.
Yeah, and after they come home and they're like, I need a snack, and I'm like, oh yeah, you don't have to eat anything because I'm cooking dinner right now. I'm having a snack. Guess I'll just go fuck myself.
You don't have time to do that either. Let's call a spade a spade. You don't get to spend your own money. You don't get to self-care, and you don't get to bug yourself.
No, you don't get to do anything about it. You don't even get to think about yourself.
It's so hard.
The showers without a phantom cry. No one's screaming or crying in a shower before you have kids. No one in your home is doing that.
If they are, call the police.
Ignore it and pretend it's not happening.
Call the police and then ignore it though. Just get the authorities involved and then you could just wash your hands of it because someone's screaming in the shower. And can we talk about guilt?
Oh my gosh, a guilt-free life that we used to live. I almost don't remember.
Can you hear that?
What was that?
That is the girls pulling over their toy shelf.
I mean, hashtag mom life.
They probably couldn't find one singular toy and they pulled all of the buckets out.
Can you remember when you had a house that wasn't full of toys?
No.
Or in my case, that didn't have holes in all of the walls and broken things everywhere? Had to have blocks on all of it.
You could have plants on the ground.
Oh, yeah. You could have plants, period.
You could have plants, period.
Yeah, any plants. You could have anything because you could keep it alive.
Wow. Yeah. I'm really stuck on like the pre-mom life and the guilt and shame aspect because as we know, guilt is I made a mistake, shame is I am a mistake. There are things that pre-mom life, I did not experience shame around the memory of it. But now, like being a mom, having such responsibilities, I will get triggered by things where I'm like, why did I do that? And previously I would have been like, whatever,
Yeah, like that was dumb. I'm gonna move on.
moving on.
And now it's like you could go lay in bed all day and just like bask in the shame of the harsh words you used at your sad toddler. And it's like, I'm the worst person,
Yeah.
not fit to be a mother.
Oh, the negative self-talk that comes with guilt and shame, man. Like, there's no room for self-care when you, even if you plan it, and then like let's say you're gonna self-care by getting your nails done. You go to the nail salon, and the whole time I feel like I should be with my kids because I'm not working. I should be doing whatever the kids are doing with them. So the nail experience is not as zen and kumbaya as I see this all the time on Instagram. Like, go do something for yourself, mom. You deserve it. Like, sure, like on a logical, like my frontal lobe can accept. I need to self-care. It's good for me. It's good for my family. My amygdala, however, conjures up all of these insecurities from my subconscious and pushes them up to the surface and goes, this is why you can't self-care. You don't deserve it because of the following reasons. And that subconscious has been hoarding memories like a mother. And I'm just trying to get my nails done.
Last weekend, I went and helped my sister and brother-in-law take the boat out of the lake and was only gone for like a little bit longer than 24 hours. Went up after work in the evening, got a bunch of the like winterizing stuff done, pulled the boat out, whatever. I felt so much guilt. Like, I'm not home. Somebody else has to be watching my kids. It's hard work for someone else. I'm not spending a day with them. Like, they, especially the little one, she misses me and she asks where I am. And like, I can enjoy myself, I think, for like maybe a couple of hours. And then it starts in with the like, I better get home. I better get home. I better get home. I better get home. And it like ruins some of the time. It ruins the time away. And then it's not even that restorative and restful. And like, because I'm constantly just feeling like I better get home. And then as soon as I get home, the same old bullshit starts back up. And I'm like, fuck, I want to get back out of here. So you can't win. I can't win.
And you didn't even, I mean, it's not like you went to a cabin for fun. You went to go work. Like pulling the boat out and stuff is actually like very difficult. So this is not like that wouldn't have been restorative anyway.
Right.
Except that you were maybe had 2 hours in the car back and forth of quiet.
Yeah.
But the quiet is when the amygdala comes up and goes,
hey.
Hey.
Hey, there's this.
Our super chill amygdalas. That's exactly how she sounds. Hey.
Hey.
Do you remember this one? And when she breathes, she does that.
Yes. What's from the Hey Arnold character?
That's our amygdala. Oh shit, we're silly gooses.
That's that amygdala bitch. She's a bitch. I don't like her.
I enjoy her when she allows me to experience the things on the joy spectrum. It's just so few and far between that I've come to have it's probably an abusive relationship with her.
Yeah, she's abusive. She's not nice to me.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge. I mean, I've been in therapy myself for a while.
Same.
And trying to retrain her, trying to create new synapses for my neurotransmitters to go on a new path.
Yep.
This is the best way I've learned to understand it. Like my negative self-talk is like a 6-lane highway, super fast, it's super easy. I get to and fro. My cognitive reframing on the positive, did you hear that too?
No, I just heard the to and fro.
Oh. The girls have kettles out and are playing cymbals.
Yeah.
Like, God. And the other side is like I'm chopping a path down with a machete, and then I have to like stomp down on the grass, and then it's a
Mhm.
path, but it's not as fast because I'm on my feet.
Mhm.
Eventually,
You have
that
to,
path
like,
will be,
stomp it down, go over it, over it, over it.
yeah.
Yep.
I have yet to lay tar on the
No,
cognitive reframing.
no tar.
Additionally hard when you're attempting to create a new neural pathway when that's what you're doing with your kids. They're
Mhm.
constantly creating synapses, ways learning.
Mhm.
Luckily, their brain has more plasticity, so I try to remind myself of like when I fuck up and I might have created like a ting, they I can help work with that by just making amends. That's creating a new synapse by, next time I'm doing it differently. But
Mhm.
that initial like heart fall because I did something. Mm.
Mhm. I think the other thing, especially with that analogy of like the 6-lane highway and creating a new path with a machete in the woods, when we mess up, the pathway that they're creating is the one where they have like the new one, right? And unless we are doing that same mess up over and over and over and over again, that pathway is not going to get stronger. It's
Yeah,
not going to be the automatic,
great
right?
point.
So an occasional mess up, yes, it creates a new pathway, but it's not being strengthened regularly.
Hmm. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
that's the goal. Like another thing that we've become like acutely aware of is, and I don't think that that's like we're more aware of it than any other mom.
Yeah, we're not special.
We're not special.
I think we just have more of an experience of the long-term outcomes of some of this stuff than some other people do. Because
Hmm.
helping people every single day get over the shit that their parents did to them.
Hmm. I think a lot about like the secondary trauma part of like when you hear your story and then
Mm-hmm.
you hold it in your nervous system. And I think that it's hard to shake off because it does create a lot of anxiety for me
Mm-hmm.
thinking about, a story a client told me, and I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen to my kid.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything, I'm passing down an anxious attachment that I'm trying to work on.
Yep.
And it's so hard to shake off secondary trauma because we have no control over
Mm-hmm.
the outcome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and like having no control is such a theme in parenting. Like we don't have control over the secondary trauma. We don't have control over what the kids are experiencing at school and what they're experiencing at daycare and what they're experiencing outside with the neighbors and like infinite list of things that we don't have control over. And I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd much like it better if we could just control all of the things all the time and live in a bubble.
Live in a bubble where kids can never go outside. Well, it was stunting them developmentally, but pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
The name of the
Right.
game is pros and cons.
I'll open the windows. Fine.
It's your rebuttal. The
Oh,
windows are open though. Don't see any
fine.
problem with that.
Yep. I'll bring some dirt in the house. We'll be fine.
That
I'll
actually sounds enticing right now.
literally, I'll just
That.
stop vacuuming for like 2 days and then we'll have
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of dirt and
Mm-hmm.
we'll be fine. We'll get all the little microbes from the dirt or whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
We won't have to go outside or do anything or leave or experience others at
That
all
sounds idyllic. Yeah.
until our children drive us absolutely batshit crazy from be like quarantine. Oh God, it would be like quarantine. No, I'm backpedaling. I don't like this idea anymore.
When you said that, I heard the Law and Order dun dun. Yeah.
I've had heart palpitations thinking back to that time. So we can't do that. We can't do that again.
Ooh, no, no, no. Yeah, no control. Yeah, post babies, we have no control over like even our own bodies.
No.
Postpartum, you've got stuff oozing out of places. You have no control over how much milk you produce. They say if you eat Oreos, you produce more milk. I tried that. It was just yummy. I didn't notice like a extra input.
Any. There's nothing. I've heard so many things. Oh, you got to go to Starbucks and get the pink drink, and whatever, have a glass of red wine. Well, I tried that one many times and it didn't make any difference. So
yeah. Or have you seen the section at Target that's all like lactating cookies and stuff? That's a huge section. Those things are so expensive.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like I'd rather just eat 3 regular cookies to the 1 lactation cookie and call it good. Like I'll just eat 9 cookies instead of 3 of the expensive ones.
But you have to lose weight. You're a woman. You have baby weight that you need to lose immediately, but you still have to feed a baby. If you're not feeding the baby through breastfeeding, you're the devil.
Yep, you're feeding your kid pure poison.
Pure poison. I can't. Breastfeeding is going to get me all riled up because I had to pump, and pumping shame, that's real. That is a real, my man. And when you choose, no matter when you choose to stop serving your child your own milk, it's wrong. Somebody's going to have an opinion about like, you quit too soon, or you went too long, or
you didn't do it at all. It doesn't work for you, and that's bad. You should have tried harder. Such bullshit.
Not your udder, not your problem.
Literally, it's not your tit. Mind your own tits.
Mind your own tits. Yes, preach. Mind your own tits.
Mind them.
Mind them. But like I said, I'm just a soul living in a human carcass, and my human carcass had difficulty producing milk, not me. Always a way out.
Has difficulty losing the weight that I gained while I was creating another carcass.
Right. That's the other thing is if you're going to lose weight, like effectively you're doing like healthy life changes, it can take years to lose weight you can gain from a baby in 9 months. But then if you keep recreating, we're just piling on the pounds, which is beautiful because that's how you're growing bones.
Literally.
And organs. And okay, but God, gain too much. But don't not gain.
No, because that wouldn't be healthy. And then people would be worried about that. No one would worry. But I know the thing that happens to some of us.
We should talk about
what?
Sorry, what did you say?
No,
you go.
I was just gonna keep bitching. You go.
I was gonna say we should talk about hyperemesis because we both had hyperemesis.
Oh gosh. Okay. How weird is this? I heard an ad for a podcast this week that I listened to like all of when I was pregnant with my third, when I was really sick. And it made me feel nauseous to hear their voices and to hear the like the song, their intro song.
Oh my gosh.
I listened to it. It was so paired with that I literally felt nauseous hearing an ad for a podcast.
Wow.
I did not even know that was possible until this week.
Wow.
And she is almost 2. Like, it is bizarre. And there's still like, you probably have this too, like so many scents of products that I can no longer use because I used them at one point when I was pregnant, and I associate that so strongly. Like, it makes me feel yucky.
Yep. I have that with when I would go to work for my first pregnancy, my husband's car was already gone. And so I would walk across like cold cement in the garage. And I threw up so many times in the garage on my way to work that I cannot walk in empty garages. I can't feel like cold on my feet. Like it's like an immediate, like my nervous system has held onto this memory. Anything that seems remotely similar, I also, my eyes water. Like when I actually do throw up, I like my eyes water. But then like if I'm having that like flashback, my eyes immediately start to water.
Your body's like, we're throwing up now.
Yeah.
This is what happens next.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And the long term, so I just had an endoscopy because I have had the worst acid reflux since having kids, and medications are just like not working. I'm also on like the highest dose of reflux medication, and you shouldn't be on it for as long as I've been on it. I think I've been on it for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So they did this endoscopy, and I have so much damage from throwing up so often that I have a hernia in, I forget what part of my body, but it's like torn in places because I threw up so much. The acid like ate away at my insides. Yeah. It's something
that we go through to fucking have children. Like, it blows my mind. I've had 3 of them, and it still blows my mind sometimes that I'm like, this is what our fucking poor bodies have to go through. We come out of this pre-mom, we're like young and we're cute and we're getting it and we're like, yeah. And then you have a couple kids and it's like this Raggedy Ann fucking body that you're left with. You piss yourself, you get holes in your esophagus, you like everything is like saggy and droopy.
Yeah.
And nobody cares. Nobody cares.
No.
We're just supposed to like not look like we've had kids.
Yeah. I don't know why, like suddenly been posting more on Instagram pictures that I'm actually in.
Yeah.
And one of my friends was like, you can tell like you're so tired because you have like wrinkles and bags under your eyes. And I was like, I'm gonna name them. So I named my eye bags Mary and Gladys, like the good Catholic schoolgirls they are. It just feels better because these aren't going away.
They're not.
I've been demolished.
On mine.
Oh, you look good, babe.
Every day. And I don't even want to talk about the amount of money I've invested in skincare in the last year.
The other day I went like this, and Madeline said, keep your eyes like that so that I can run a car over the hills.
Savage.
That was so cute, but so rude, dude.
Oh my God. I'm gonna think of that every time I raise my eyebrows. We get the hills for the cars. Bumpity bump. You know?
And it was a tumultuous ride for that Hot Wheels because I could feel like I was like, you are exaggerating the hills.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, maybe once the ads really start rolling in for this pod, we could go get some Botox.
Yeah.
Or maybe my sister will learn how to do it for us sometime.
Making the Dr. Butler.
Come on, dude.
We could host a Botox party.
That's what we have to do.
Yeah. We'll make it like LA themed.
What does that mean?
Well, I can't have a party without a theme, so it's going to be Hollywood themed.
Okay, so how do we have to dress? I
want to wear PJs, so let's cut the theme.
Yeah. I was thinking of like the Selling Sunset ladies.
Yes.
And how they're dressed, and quite frankly, I don't have it in me for that. Another thing that's different post being a mom.
Doopy 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 bow. That's my dissociated jingle. We're probably going to hear that a lot on this pod. When I was listening to our podcast, last podcast, we both touched on the fact that we have lost a few degrees of likableness.
Yeah.
I believe you said 3. What was it? 3
With each child, I've become less likable.
Yeah, probably a full standard deviation below
At least
where you were scoring. Yeah,
definitely less likable.
yeah. I think I've just become like more direct. I'm setting boundaries because it's not about me anymore. It's for my kids, and I have no qualms about taking care of them.
And even it has like seeped into my stuff too, because I'm like, I put so much focus on them. I have to save the energy that I do have. And if you are an energy taker rather than an energy giver, there's going to be a boundary there. And it's probably really bad, but I don't feel bad. I feel no badness.
Yeah.
About it.
That's a good, like, relationships change when you have kids. Relationship, not just with your partner, but family, friends. Things change. Pros and cons, right? Like, we got a lot closer when we had kids. There's other relationships where we're like, I can't do this with you anymore. It's
I mean, there's so many pros and cons, like pro and con. Like, I feel like I can function on crap food, caffeine, alcohol. Like, I probably eat as bad as I do in as bad as I did in college. Like right now, I eat terribly.
God bless.
I do drink a lot more water, but I probably drink a lot more wine than I did in college too.
Well, it's better than Captain Morgan.
Way better. I was a Malibu drinker, so.
Oh, you were posh.
Malibu diets.
Malibu diets.
I used to drink Malibu diets until 2:30 in the morning and then go directly to sleep. If I had a Diet Coke beyond 30 p.m. right now, I can't go to sleep. So
yeah, I have to take 2 days off of work. To be young.
To be young.
To be young. Yeah, time doesn't make sense anymore. Like, it's just a construct.
You know what time frame is not a linear experience? 4 to 7 p.m. every fucking day. That time period, pre-children, fine, didn't think about it. It was just another part of the day. Now I have to like drink some water, eat a granola bar, do some stretches, give myself a full pep talk just to make it through those 17 hours of 4 to 7 p.m.
Yeah, just loops. It's the same thing over and over again.
It's time for dinner. I don't want dinner. I want a snack. No, you don't. Yes, I do. You need a bath. I don't want one. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Crying, fits, and fighting. Splashing, flooding my bathroom with the bathtub water. Peeing in the bath, drinking bath water.
Oh my God, I can't handle that. I mean, okay, so there are pros to this, right? Like, we love our kids so hard.
Fucking much.
Yeah. Like, one singular hug from my kids could get me through days.
Yeah. Or one like nice comment. I asked Huxley the other night, just because sometimes I like to ask him, like, what could I do better as a mom, and what do you like that I'm doing as a mom? And I will tell him, like, here's some things you could do better, and here's some things that I really like that you do. He said my thing that I do well is tell him that I love him. And I was like, you're right, I do say that so much. And I have floated on that for a couple of days. Like, that's all I needed. We are getting breadcrumbed. We're in an abusive relationship with these children, and they breadcrumb us. And we get this little breadcrumb, and we're like, that's it. It doesn't matter that you told me to fuck off earlier. It doesn't matter that you punched me square in the tit. It doesn't matter, because you recognize that I tell you I love you a lot. So It's all fine.
It's all
I
fine.
feel great about it.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah. Meanwhile, our partners could say that and we'd be like, shut up. Don't you ever talk to me again.
Oh my God. Or if they talk shit about your kids
Yeah.
when you're in a strong mood, I can talk shit about these little fools all goddamn day. But as soon as you do, I'm going to defend them and I'm going to be pissed off at you because they got mad and threw their dinner. Not them, you. It's your fault.
Yeah.
They were just feeling their feelings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, she talks about how she and Barack Obama, like the ultimate husband-wife duo,
Yeah.
that she hated Barack for like the first 10 years of their kids being like young because it was, I mean, he would say like, I'm gonna go golfing, and she's like, no, you're not. Like, you can't be gone for that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw an Instagram reel the other day about it was the mom who was like deciding that I'm going to take up a 6-hour kid free hobby. And she was just like,
Yeah.
the golf club.
Just holding a golf club, drinking wine, not playing.
No.
Yeah.
There are a lot of pros to it. They're sometimes really few and far between, but I think that they are so damn strong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Every time I learn something new is just like, it's so magical. Also a little griefy, but
Yeah,
magical.
griefy.
Griefy.
Like when you can teach them something, or they just when they catch on to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
cute. And then when you, if you have more than one, if you want to have more than one, if you do have more than one, seeing them when they like they fight all the time, obviously, and that's annoying as shit. But like when they do, when they breadcrumb each other,
Yeah.
one little nice thing to one another,
Yeah.
my insides melt and fall out of my butt.
It's so cute. You have organ failure out of your asshole.
It's so sweet.
It's so sweet. When my girls kiss or hug,
Oh.
dead. I'm dead. I'm done.
Maxton always wants to tell the boys goodnight every night. And even last night, Hendrix was already asleep because we all know he gets up at like 4 a.m. every fucking day. So he was already in bed. So I brought her in and she like leaned down and touched her face to him and then goes, oh, so adorable. I mean, and thank God. Thank God they're adorable. Thank God they give us these little breadcrumbs because otherwise I would give them away. I would give them to someone else.
For free, or would you do it for in exchange for money?
Yeah, I would be willing to pay them to take them off my hands. Yeah.
I meant, do they pay you? That's just babysitting. I mean, for profit.
If I could find someone willing to exchange money for them, I would sure take it. But I would think the days that I'm feeling ready to give them away, I would have to pay someone to take them off my hands.
Yeah. 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 Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
It's so triggering. So triggering. Like you feel what they feel, but also you feel what they feel. Qué complicado.
Complicado.
It's
But then
complicado.
the gentle fools, the gentle parenting people are like, yeah, you really just need to, explore all of your triggers and approach them and ask them what they're feeling and validate their emotions. How do I validate someone saying you shut the fuck up? Feels real hard to validate that. So
At least they use the word in the right scenario.
they're very good cursors. So there is that.
Oh my gosh. The time we went to your cabin and we had all the kids with us, and Madeline learned to shut up. And she was just using it the whole week. And I was like, you don't get to say that. And she's like, but my buddies do. And I was like, they don't really get to say that either. So she's been on this like tear lately about saying shut up. And I was like, you have to come up with a different saying. You can't say shut up. So now she says, chew your beef.
I'm gonna start saying that to mine and see if it'll catch on.
Chew your beef. Yeah. If I'm singing, she goes, Mom, chew your beef.
Oh, how does she come up with these things?
I don't know. She's got an interesting, she has a huge amygdala. She's got all the emotions. Her frontal lobe is actually doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Mm-hmm.
smart cookie. It's kind of scary. Kind of scary. Like what they can figure out, and like our kids are going to be coding when they're in kindergarten, and I'm like, I don't even know how to use an Excel spreadsheet. I can't even say a spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet. I have spent the last 2 days trying to figure out how to fucking upload this podcast. So,
oh my god, maybe the kids can start doing it.
We can hire them.
Yeah. All right. I think everybody gets the point. There, pre-mom, post-mom life, staggering levels of differences.
And it's okay to miss things. It's okay to have grief about the things that we no longer have, because we can, here I am, therapist, dialectics. We can feel more than one thing at once. We can feel sad or angry or deprived about the things that we no longer have, and we can still love our kids and be glad we have them. We can break from them and want to get the fuck away from them, and still love them and want to be around them. Everything can exist together.
It's a mind fuck, man.
Yeah, it sure is.
Beautiful, beautiful mind fuck.
Yep. Well, on that note, everybody, good luck. Good luck with the shit show this week, and we will keep coming at you with more of this jibber jabber that we have going on. Apparently it's work for some people, and I'm so thankful. So
yeah. All right. God bless.
God bless.